Well, doing a little more home security, I'm going to put this on like that most of the windows so a person can't fit through it. Just steel mesh grating. It's kind of cool. It came with this cheap Formica to kind of hold it from getting bent when it was shipped, so I might use that for something, for some shelving. But since this is 24 inches from here to here, and you got to have something to weld to, I'm going to cut the 1-inch tubing to 23 inches. So this way you got a little bit to weld to, you know, because it'll be cut, you know, from the end to the end. Like when I put the other bar on here, it's going to go this way. It's going to be 30 inches, including the width of this. So I got to have something to weld to on this, so it'll be a 1/2 inch overlap, which should be okay. You know, because if you have it at exactly 24 inches, then this bar, when you weld it, it'll just be right on the actual points, and I'm thinking that's not quite strong enough. This is pretty thick stuff. You could probably put another bar in the middle too, but I don't know if that's going to be really necessary. But say I wanted to put another bar in the middle, I could take a piece of angle iron, or even this boxed 1-inch square tubing, kind of cut the ends of it and make it, you know, a notch on one side and flare this out, and then just rivet it on the inside without welding it, because I don't want to be welded near the glass. But I think this will be pretty strong now. I mean, it's not, I mean, you know, for crying out loud, if you're gonna, you really want to, you could take a Sawzall and cut a hole in a house too, right? If you really want to. I mean, this would probably be one of the strongest parts of the house. So just going to do this on a window that I think is possibly vulnerable, even though there's 3 cameras on that area. What the hell, you know? So anyway, a little extra security. Okay, so I used the cutoff wheel for that, and now I'm going to put a square on it. I'm going to just hang it off the edge of the table, just kind of tack weld it, and, you know, make sure it fits in the window and all that kind of garbage. Just use the angle grinder cutoff wheel. And the tubing specifications are square tube, 1-inch square, 83 thousandths wall thickness, and well, it's got a 4-foot length, but it's a 30-inch window, so whatever the hell it is. So this should tack up just fine. And the next thing, you know, make sure this is all square, this fits in there. Then after that, you know, weld it up really solid, and then we can weld on the meshing. And with these 2 pieces, not even sure, maybe I can weld something like that in there too, who knows, you know, that might not be a bad idea. Might as well use them up, make it extra strong too, right? Well, it started welding. That's one corner I did. You know, I did it with the angle iron. That's a little Hobart 125. Works pretty good. You know, it's got the Forney wire in it. I think it's what's in there, Clark or Forney wire, I believe. It's flux core, and I'm not going to get freaking tanks. So yeah, Forney. It's good. That's pretty good wire, man. Actually, that freaking wire works pretty good with this damn thing. It's like, you know, I found out the wire makes a big difference. And now I'm a very, very amateur welder, but you could see I've got a lot better just by putting on these reading glasses, because these are 1.5 power. So behind the mask, I got 1.5 power, and if I got adequate sunlight, that helps a lot. I didn't realize that. So you could see that weld a lot better than your normal vision. You got 1.5 power. Should be a magnifier in here or something. That'd be pretty cool if it was. So I'll get on to doing the rest of it, and from there we'll test fit it. I'm not going to actually, you know, I welded all the way around and see how this works out. I think it's going to be okay, because I checked the bar length, and it was in there about an 1/8 inch too loose. So I moved it up about an 1/8 inch with this, so maybe a 1/16 of an inch too loose. Maybe it wasn't even an 1/8 inch, it was like a 1/16 of an inch. So you can adjust that with the sights, right? So I'm going to test fit this, and if that fits from here to there, then the next time I weld this in, it might be like just a 32nd of an inch in. So it'll fit in the window just perfect. Then test fit it again, make sure everything's square, and then we could weld on the mesh. And I probably will cut these to an angle and put these in here too as extra strength, because that'll make it pretty bulletproof. I'll tell you what, that would do it. Or maybe I'll just weld those two pieces together and just put a centerpiece going this way. Maybe that would be the simplest thing to do, instead of putting it like that. Just put a centerpiece in the middle like that, or maybe this way. Not sure. Maybe this way, maybe this way. I'm not sure which way I'll do it, but there's two little pieces would be enough to do it. I might just weld them together. Well, that's what's cool about this damn thing. It's pretty damn handy, so start making more use out of it. You could really do some home security with this puppy, man. And if you get a little fancy with the rebar design, I'm going to do another one on the front window. I don't want to do like plain bars. I want to get something a little fancy, almost like a scripted scrolly design. Yet it'll be secure, so that might be the way to do it. Okay, so after you weld your first joint, because I didn't have it all clamped down, I just measured it, didn't move it, but when I welded it, kind of, shrunk the metal and all that kind of garbage. So I had to bend it to get it perfectly at a 90-degree angle again, which I got it again. Just used that pipe, put my foot on the end there, just went back and forth just a little bit before I weld the next corner on there. So now weld the next corner on there, check it for square, and then weld the final side on it, and test fit it, keep test fitting in the window, and then we put the mesh on it, and we'll probably put the bar in the middle too. Probably do that, and probably paint it with lightly sandblast it, chemically clean it, and probably paint it with truck bed lining. It'll be like black, so it doesn't really show dirt or anything like that, and I'll still be able to clean the window on the inside. Could have a fold out hinge, but I'm going to leave it a few inches away so I can get in there with a squeegee, go whack, 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 and then still clean the window. Anyway, and that should work. That's the plan so far. Well, I do have this pretty square, so it should fit in the window no problem. I'm going to weld up the rest of it now, and it's kind of cool. I got this bigger clamp, because this bigger copper clamp helps the welder out some. So any little trick to get by without buying a MIG gas, because I do not weld enough, and I just like to carry this out without rolling out some big carb. So between a pretty good quality low power welder, which is good enough, and if you need to weld something really heavy sometimes with this that's overcapacity, it's not rated for, just get some MAP gas or even propane, heat up the work a lot first, and you'll probably be able to do quite a bit more than pieces than even what that's rated for. So anyway, it's simple enough for a home user. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not a professional welder, but it comes in damn handy, I can tell you that right now. Well, I ground down the welds, used the angle grinder with the flap wheel on it, and of course your mask, right? And it looks okay. I mean, it's not like I'm building a show car, it's a freaking window frame, right? And it's going to have, like I said, I'm going to lightly sandblast it, chemically clean it, and then put truck bed lining on it, so it'll cover in whatever little tiny, imperfections or whatever the hell it is. Probably hot, so I don't want to touch it. But that looks alright. So wait till tomorrow because it's going to get dark out real soon. I don't like working in the dark. It's a pain in the ass. Especially if I'm running a welder and the Christmas lights are on. I'm going to pop a fuse. That's the other thing. So anyway, start putting this junk away, and we'll continue on with this tomorrow. But it's in square. It's all welded up on all four corners. It's plenty strong as it is. And when you weld a mesh in there, and I'm going to put a bar across here and take those two pieces and make them into one piece and put them in there, and that will. Then when that wire is welded, it's like this stuff, right? Kind of like that. Actually, I don't know what the hell it is. It is something like that, isn't it? That's what that junk's made out of, isn't it? Is that what the hell it is? Yeah, it's a little bit bigger mesh, but it's thick. It's thick. You ain't gonna be able to break that too easy. I mean, you can break anything. Like, I mean, you can cut a hole inside a house too, right? Even if it's made out of freaking brick, right? You know, there's a limit to what you can do, but it's a hell of a lot more secure than just having a piece of glass there, that's for sure. Well, basically that's it. I welded it up all around here. When I welded, I concentrate more on the tubing than I just touch these ends, because you also melt them, right? For this Hobart 125, I set on setting 4, wire speed 30 for welding this stuff. It's just a couple light coats of paint, kind of like an off-white, tannish color used on it, and it is very strong. Now, of course, if you have a power tools, it doesn't matter what you do, right? I mean, but it is a lot better than a piece of glass, that's for sure. And you can still see through the window, and it's not going to cover the entire window, mainly where the shade is, where the blinds go, right? So it's not going to really affect nothing. And the bottom's going to have like 11 inches open on the bottom, and you know, about 6 inches open on the top. And you just got to drill the holes in the sides, and that's it fits perfect. So it's in there, just a perfect snug fit. Just got to drill the holes in the tubing, then it gets screwed into the window. I'm going to leave it about that much away from the window so I can get in there with a squeegee and go clean the window without taking this off or anything like that. So that'll be pretty good, and it's a little bit of hurricane protection, so kind of well worth doing. Probably should do a couple more like that, but you know, just one piece at a time, right? So there we go.